What is up, weather enthusiasts? I'm your host, Pat's Path Predictor. Let's get right into the weather. Alright, so this is the situation we have right here. We have breaking news for you. 2 high risks for the first time in 2 years. We have not just 1 high risk, but we have 2 high risks issued for parts of Iowa and Illinois, and the northwest, extreme wet northwest east Missouri, and we have another high risk issued in the deep south, including the city of Memphis right here, as well as parts of Arkansas and Mississippi. This is a very, very, very dangerous situation we are looking at. We are expecting a violent tornado outbreak. Here's what the latest is. There is a high risk of severe thunderstorms for far southeast Iowa, west central Illinois, far northeast Missouri, and in parts of east Arkansas, northern Mississippi, and southwestern Tennessee. Summary. A severe weather outbreak appears increasingly likely, centered on this afternoon and this evening, across a large portion of the Mississippi Valley. At least a few long-tracked, strong to potentially violent tornadoes are probable, particularly over portions of the mid-Mississippi Valley to the mid-south. Swaths of intense, damaging wind gusts are possible with this. Basically, the summary is about the same, except there's a high risk with this. Let me show you what we have right here. We have a 30% hatch tornado risk right here, and a 30% hatch tornado risk right there. That's why they issued the high risk. A 30% hatch tornado risk is basically there's a 30% probability of EF2 to EF5 tornadoes happening within 25 miles of a point. The torcons in these 2 areas, according to the Weather Channel, are at 9 out of 10, which means there's a 90% chance of a tornado happening within 50 miles of a point. Now, this is the biggest thing I've looked at right here. 45 hatched wind from Iowa all the way to Indianapolis right here. They actually expanded the moderate risk to the Indiana-Ohio border right here, which that's pretty crazy right there. And that's because we're looking at potentially 75-mile-per-hour winds. There's a 45% chance of that happening within 25 miles of a point. The hail threat is pretty much unchanged, but the tornado and wind threat has changed significantly, ladies and gentlemen. I would not be surprised when particularly dangerous situation tornado watches start getting issued with all of this. And with that being said, we're going to go ahead and show you the latest HRRR run as well, just to show you what's going on with this. This is the latest HRRR run. Storms are going to start firing up very soon in Missouri, around 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And then we have this first wave of storms right here that's moving through Missouri, Illinois. Then we have this going through Iowa. Then we have a second batch of potentially very intense supercells going on through Missouri into Illinois. Eventually, they're going to develop into a squall line and move through northwest Indiana by around 9 to 10 o'clock tonight right there. And this squall line could bring up to over 75-mile-per-hour winds as issued by the SPC right here. But yeah, very discreet early on. We're looking at several hours of very discreet supercells before it develops into the squall line right there and starts bringing the wind threat. This squall line doesn't start weakening until after it hits the Indiana-Ohio border right here. As for the areas in the deep south, we're going to go ahead and show that because that's also a high risk right there. Let's go ahead and show you that. Storms are going to start initiating in the next couple of hours, and this is going to be initially very discreet down here, and then it's going to just turn into this blob of mess right here. Then we have a squall line going on right here, as well as some potentially discreet cells in parts of southern Illinois, Kentucky right there, moving through, and that squall line is going to move through Mississippi, Alabama, all those areas along those lines. So I know this is a shorter video and everything like that, but this is breaking news, and we need to report this immediately. So, everyone, if you're in the high risk and in the moderate risk, get your tornado preparedness plans ready. This is going to be very intense. We are looking at a potentially violent tornado outbreak with this. So everyone needs to take this very seriously. Get your tornado preparedness plan ready. If you don't have a basement, get your interior room ready. And if you have a friend who has a basement, go get to their basement if you can once this thing hits. But my best advice for you guys is to stay calm. I know it's very tense right now. I know with all the high risks blaring up, there's people panicking all over social media right now. But please remain calm. Panicking is going to make things way worse. And we don't want that, especially in this kind of situation right there. So, with that being said, we're going to go ahead and sign off on this video. Be sure to hit the subscribe button, like the video, and stay safe.